Hey everyone, it is Saturday, December 30th, 2017, and it's time to go to work on music. It's been a fantastic day. I'm in a really good place and excited for a productive session as usual. Gonna hit the online class front, update you guys with what I'm doing there. Gonna hit a quick guitar practice and share my progress. Gonna dive deep into the production front and take the third chorus drum part for this tune I'm working on, and just I sort of have the parts sketched out and mostly in my body, but want to take some time to just practice it at a low beats per minute and then slowly build up to the target BPM. And I like to do that before sitting down to track, so that I feel like when I sit down to track, it's like, okay, I'm prepared to play this at speed and I've got the control and the dynamics and that kind of stuff. And I can more just focus on like the emotional element and the creative element of how I want the groove to sit and how I want it to affect the overall sound of the track. Then I'm going to take a break, dive back into the production front, hit this new song hard, and I've got some ideas to expand on the current chorus section, which I'm excited about. Going to track those. Then going to track everything for the second verse, and if we've got any time after that, we'll start working on the bridge sections and or second chorus if there's going to be any variation there. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let me know if you have any thoughts as we go, and I will update you guys in a few.
My story is a little odd because before I started playing the guitar, I was learning to compose because I really wanted to be able to really the idea of having a large group of people playing instruments the way I wrote them exactly. Now that was cool.
As much as it's important to start at the bottom and go up, it's really important to try and go the other way as well.
All right, interesting day overall. It was kind of a failure in one sense, but then kind of a victory in another sense. So I'm struggling to encapsulate it in just like one expression or word. But second half of the session, well, first half of the session, I didn't really recap at all, and that's because I was just kind of upset at myself for like being really lazy in timing, like getting to the session, and then kind of lazy in timing during the first part of the session. So I ended up going late on that, and I didn't want to take even one more minute away from my next thing by doing the recap. But I jumped into the online class front, did a little bit of helpful review, which was good, more going through influences, and then I jumped into a quick guitar practice and spent some extra time there just moving forward with the Musicism online class, doing a little bit more work with the pentatonic scale and starting to just get that mapped out a little bit more automatic, because I can kind of work it out up and down. Like, the first position is totally automatic for me, but I don't have a ton of speed just going straight up and down the scale, and I also don't have the other positions like super locked in, so I really want to get better with that. So that was a good reminder. Spent some time on that, but spend a little longer than I would normally in a guitar session doing that. and then took a short break, jumped into the drums, and worked on the third chorus part. That was good. I ended up sketching out the parts well, but again, I just sort of had a soft approach to it, and it ended up just taking a really long time. So I was a little frustrated about that, but took a break, jumped into the production front on the new tune in the second half of the session, and I only had an hour to work on it, so I just tried to be super focused and got in and did the fills for the second verse and started working out some of that stuff. And I've realized that I have this sort of resistance if I write a complicated part, and I really want to get over that and just like sit down and do it and not think about it. And that's really the key for that complex stuff, is just get it done. So I did knock everything out that I planned to today, and it was like a very relaxed pace of the session, but I just don't know how I feel about that, and so I'm gonna just do some meditating on that. And I feel like I didn't really stick to my guns, but at the same time, like, it was relaxing and I got everything done that I needed to. So I'm really not sure what to make of it. I'll update you guys tomorrow after I kind of sleep on that. But the main thing is just managing time, as always, getting to the session on time, getting from thing to thing in the session on time, and just prioritizing the right stuff. And I think what I'm going to do is, instead of doing some of that review earlier in the day, unless it's a workout day the night before, is hit the production front hard, and then if I finish early, then I'll use some of that time to just kind of rest and do some review of the Vi Academy stuff, things like that. So I'm not totally sure how that's going to work out, but I think I just need to be a little bit better about setting my limits, if that makes sense, and sticking to those. So appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. Hope you guys are out there grinding towards your goals, enjoying the process. That's what I'm out here doing. And it's even exciting for me sometimes to make these mistakes, even though it's painful, because this time is so precious, because I know it's going to make me better. And I know it's all leading me to that vision of myself and that person who I ultimately want to be. So it's all good. But it's good to let that stuff sting sometimes, and also to second guess your process and experiment with it and figure out what works and what doesn't, and not just be tied to one way of doing things. So see you guys tomorrow for more. Can't wait.